Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk. I'm your host, comedian Tracy Carnazzo, joined by my co-host Noelle Herzog.
Hi.
This is episode 51 of 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk, and we're here to talk about season 7, episode 11 of 90 Day Fiance.
Yay.
Awesome. Guys, before we start, I just want to let you know that my new podcast, Only in New York, has launched. It is live everywhere that you listen to podcasts, and Noelle Herzog was one of my first guests.
It was so fun.
Along with Keith Malley of Keith and the Girl, and Andrea Allen is my co-host from Hot Mess Comedy Hour. Hemda from Keith and the Girl is my other co-host, and one of our other guests for the first 3 episodes was Emily Lubin from Hot Mess Comedy Hour.
So funny.
It was a great time recording these, and I'm so excited for what's to come. So there's 3 episodes up right now. You can binge them. Please give us a 5-star rating and an amazing review telling us how much you love us.
Yeah, I mean,
need it.
We love you.
We love you. So
Yeah.
check that out. Also, guys, make sure you're joining our Patreon for bonus content. Our Patreon right now is patreon.com/teenmomtrashtalk, and you will find over 100 episodes of bonus content where Noelle and I talk about ourselves, we answer fan questions, and we have another podcast called Unexpected Trash Talk, and that is behind the Patreon wall. You could also join our secret group. You get a free sticker. So there's tons of things. Go to patreon.com/trash talk and make sure you're following us both on social media. Mine is at Trixie Tuzini, and you could follow my upcoming tour dates at tracycarnazzo.com. Noelle, you're on Instagram as well.
I am Noe_bear810 on Instagram and at NoeGirl on Twitter.
Awesome. Guys, let's get into the meat and pierogies of this thing.
Yum.
That was good, right?
I haven't had pierogies in so long.
Me too.
I think the last time I had them was for our live show, the 90 Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what? It was because I ran into you.
Yeah. We ran into each other.
We ran into each other. They
Yep.
had given me the wrong order.
Oh, yeah. And then they screwed my order up too somehow. I don't remember what it was, but I remember they screwed it up. They were having a bad night.
They were having a bad
Yeah.
night. 24-hour pierogi places really are touch and go sometimes. Let's talk about our pierogi, Natalie and Mike.
Yes, our very own pierogi.
Mike is still leaving. So
Yes.
we cut to, from last week, Mike is still leaving.
He's still in the cab.
He's in the cab, but they're idling.
Right. And it's like, okay, when I get in a cab, I'm like, let's friggin' go.
When I get in a cab, I don't even close the door and they're driving away.
Yes. Yeah. Like my leg is dragging.
And
yeah.
I'm like, ow. And they're like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Please give me a 5-star rating.
No, that's so true. And then it's like, so, okay, let me guess why
So
they're idling.
Mike is just sitting in the cab with the lights on inside the cab, just maybe reading a novel.
Very small cab.
The tiniest
The
cab
tiny,
ever.
he's a large man.
Yeah. So he's sitting in the back and he's like, you know what? I just want to get to know you a little bit before we leave.
Right. Just tell me about yourself.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, let me pull over for this. And he's like, perfect. I don't have to get to the airport. So that works out.
No, I don't have a plane to catch.
So that's good. So then Natalie comes down. She moseys on down. And she's like, oh, Michael is still in the car.
Oh, look who is here.
Oh. Well, I don't know what accent we just gave her.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I made a point to not open my mouth.
I feel like I was like a Muppet just now.
But yeah, it was very Swedish Muppet.
Yeah, Swedish.
Boingy, 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 boingy.
You opened your mouth.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah,
she doesn't open her mouth though. You know what? Now that you pointed it, well, now that you pointed it out, now I notice.
It's very
weird.
It's
very like. I mean, she really doesn't. She's like when my mom would be mad at me.
That's
in
what
a
I was
store.
gonna say. She's like always reprimanding.
Yes. It's like,
I think everything is fine.
Yep. My mother would be like, get over here.
So what if I don't love you? So she said that he's very young and this is why he's acting like that.
Oh, it's not because she's not in love with him after he proposed.
She's such a liar.
Yeah.
Because she was trying to get pregnant 5 minutes ago.
Right. But she's not in love with him. She's
No.
such an ass.
Yeah, she really is.
Yeah.
She's over the top talking to him in the car like he's slow.
She is talking to him like Matt talks to me when I'm having a panic attack.
She's like, who's a big boy?
Right.
You're a good boy.
When the first time I had a panic attack around Matt, like that's how he spoke to me. And I'm like, get away from me.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Like, don't pet
you
me.
You look so pretty.
Everyone loves you.
Everyone loves you. Your mama loves you.
Yeah, I'm panicking because I have a stomach ache, not because my mom doesn't love me. Right.
You. The pond loves you.
Right. It's very weird.
Uncle Bo loves you. The trailer loves you.
Your debt loves you. Everything's fine.
Your credit card APR loves you.
Yeah, it's weird. She is.
The land loves you.
She's off-putting. I don't know. She's pretty, but she's weird.
There's something going on. Very
honestly, I guess she just wants to get out of there.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
so.
But her place isn't bad. She has like a cute little place with her mom.
Yeah, I think that this is not what her life goal is, though.
Yeah,
to live with her mom in the loft, in the chambers. Her mother's like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
That's true.
She's like, get back in the bell tower.
Okay.
Right? She's like, do not dare come down here.
That's so funny.
This is
You're
not
right,
your time. She's trying to distract him.
That's exactly what she's doing, and that's like your pet peeve too.
I
know
that. Don't talk
People
to me like
do that
I'm
a
dumb.
lot. Mm-hmm.
So she wants to go into the airport with him. He's like, aren't you going to get a cab and leave?
And she's like, "No, I want to come with you."
He's like, don't you have to go to the dentist for that TMJ you have?
No.
She's like, I want to go inside of the airport.
Go inside of you.
So he was saying that he needs some time, right?
Yeah, but also that bullshit.
So she said that you have to build a relationship. And it's like, listen, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
And all of this would be very fine if you weren't trying to have his child 10 to 20 minutes ago.
Totally agreed. My issue is like, he's full of it. Like everyone else.
They're all full of it.
Men cannot break up with women. Whenever I have like a guy friend and he's like, oh, me and her broke up, I'm like, okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So he said that she's immature and then she won't hug him. And then they part ways.
Right. They're fighting about hugs, but they're not immature at all.
Yeah. Well, now Mike is back on the land.
Right.
He's driving home to Washington and he's back in his trailer and he's drinking.
So what is this that he makes for breakfast?
He makes, I think it's a chocolate chip pancake.
Is that what it is? I thought it was like a sausage pancake.
Oh, no, I think it was a chocolate chip pancake because Uncle Bo was like, usually Mark makes me pancakes. I don't know what he said because there were subtitles.
I'm glad that they had subtitles because I just didn't understand.
So here's the other thing. You live in Washington State.
Yeah.
That's not the South.
No. Why do you sound like that?
What is going on with this accent? Or is there a brain damage situation?
Yes, because I think that he used to date Tanya from Teen Mom, Amber's mom. He has a drunk accent.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Bo's outfit with his flag bandana is amazing.
It's hilarious.
I love that he's like, I know how women are. Don't even worry about it.
He looks like my mother's handyman.
He does.
Yeah.
Was he in a plowing accident maybe?
Yeah, maybe, because there's something not okay with him.
Bo tells him to pray and he laughs. He's like, ha ha ha, pray to the aliens maybe. Not to Jesus, but maybe to Star Trek.
I don't know how I feel about Michael and Natalie. I feel like he's a nice person.
Just find someone in Washington.
But listen, like you were saying, they're all somewhat mentally ill.
Of course. You don't do this.
You don't do this if you're a regular person.
You don't force it.
Right.
I think that, of course, you could go and fall in love with someone. I think that most of it, though, and most of these couples, like, I could kind of understand because you're falling in love with the idea of something. You're falling in love with not a person, but an idea.
Well, people are afraid to be alone, but I don't understand why.
But I think it's so much easier. It's so much safer to fall in love with an idea. It's why people date people in prison.
Yeah.
Because it's like, he's not here. This is not real.
Right.
What's he going to do? Break up with me?
But it's
this
like,
is not
you
real.
have to dedicate your life to someone in the Ukraine? I don't know.
Because it's easier than actually facing
having it
rejection
real.
here, having to be with someone every single day here, having to, like, he doesn't want to have a kid.
It's sad because I think that he's a nice person and he doesn't think very highly of himself.
Sure. I mean, that's a lot of...
it's most people in general. I'm very happy there was no Anna and Marcel. Like the happiest.
I know. It's like they're still crying.
Yeah, they're definitely wailing about the bees. I can't handle it.
Oh, the bees.
The bees.
Maybe they just both got stung by bees.
Maybe their eyes are shut from bees.
Speaking of swollen faces, let's talk about Blake and Jasmine.
Okay.
They have 28 days to wed, and it's his friend Everett's birthday.
Right.
So they're supposed to go to a pre-game dinner and then to a lounge/bar. Now, Noelle, as soon as you heard this, tell me your first thoughts. Oh, just forget Blake and Jasmine.
Right.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
we're going to go to a pregame dinner for my birthday, and then we're going to go to a loungy bar.
Here's the thing.
Tell me what you think.
I'm only going to go to one of those things.
Yes, correct.
So it's probably going to be the dinner.
Sure.
That's probably what I'm
Same.
going to go to. If I'm not going to the dinner, then I'm going afterwards. Like, I'm not going to both.
No.
That's never going to happen. That is an excuse to get drunk.
Sure.
And it's just an excuse to get hammered.
Right.
I don't like it at all. Like, I like to go out sometimes and like have fun. That didn't sound fun at all.
Yeah, but you got to
to me.
pregame it.
No, but that's the thing though. How old are you?
You drink before the drink.
I have friends that still do that.
I know that.
They have to like be home and drink beforehand.
Yeah, it's called alcoholism.
Yeah, no, not even that. It's called being cheap.
Yeah, it's
Not
also
wanting
called,
to
but it's also
pay.
like, yes, I totally agree with that. But it's
Yeah.
also like, we can't just go out and have like a few glasses of wine or
Yeah.
like a few beers or like, a few ciders.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's like we have to get all the way drunk until we black out because that's fun.
So I want to tell you, when I watched this episode last night, I
Yeah.
watched it with one of my friends who enjoys the party life.
Yes.
She could not understand Jasmine's side to this. And I couldn't understand Blake's side to
Okay,
it.
totally agree.
You know? And I was like, girl, I knew that would be who you would side with.
So the girlfriend, Jasmine, she doesn't want to go to the pre-party dinner. Okay, so now here's the thing.
What?
This is a little manipulative and I like it.
Oh, yeah. What she did? Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
so she doesn't want to go to the pre-party dinner,
Right.
which is the wrong choice to the naked eye.
Yes.
Just like you were saying, I'd probably go only to the dinner. And that
Yes.
is because you and I are sober. We're not drinkers. So we would want to go to the dinner only.
Also, because not everybody's drunk then.
Sure, but she's sidestepping this entire thing
She's
and
smart.
she's a genius.
Yep.
So she says, no, I just want to go to dinner with you. I just want to spend alone time with you and just have dinner.
Right.
So he's like, okay. So they go to dinner and he's going to pound like frozen wine drinks.
I mean, I don't have the energy for this.
And she's like, okay, well, I mean, now that you're drinking, like, I'm not going to kiss you.
Right.
Because alcohol smells disgusting.
And
on
I
your
don't like
breath.
alcohol.
I don't want to be around you. I do not drink. Like, how? I wanted to go to dinner with you because I wanted to not be drunk.
Right. I wanted to not be around drunk people.
Sure. And
yeah.
here you are drinking. And he's like, well, I have to be drunk. I have to start drinking because they're going to be drinking and I have to catch up to them.
That mentality is something I can't get with.
Yeah. So he said that because he's missing the pre-gaming.
Okay.
And he said that
why do you have to get blackout?
That's what she said.
Right.
She's like, why can't you just go drink when you're with them and
Right.
like a regular amount? And
Yeah.
he's like, I can't be the only one at a party not drinking.
Why? I'm always the only one at a party not drinking.
My life is that I'm the only one not drinking.
Here's the thing. I do enjoy going out sometimes.
Sure.
I know you're not into it. That's fine because you've spent so much of your life out.
But
to be
also
honest with
remember
you.
something, when I go out for work, I'm out.
Well, that's what I was gonna say because you're in comedy,
Sure.
you spend all this time in these clubs
at
and
bars
these
and
bars,
clubs all the
and
time.
so on your off days, that's the last thing you want to do.
Sure.
So I enjoy going out sometimes, but I have to tell you, like after like 2 hours, I'm like, bye, I'm going home. Everybody's drunk. It's not fun
Yeah.
anymore. It grosses me out.
Of course. So now
Yeah.
he's just trying to pound drinks.
And also, froze is what you pound.
Seriously.
Yeah.
He just has a very, very young mentality right now. So she does something so great. So now she's annoyed that he's drinking. So she's like, you know what? I'm actually not going to go to the bar / lounge / club / table / bottle. I'm just going to go to my sister's house.
And he's like, well, then this whole thing was a waste
Of time because I'm just trying to get as bro drunk as I can.
And then she's like, it was a waste of time. You're out to eat with me. How is that a waste of time? Then I would be pissed too.
Right.
Though.
So now
Yep.
she gets a cab. He's like, yeah, I'll call you a cab that you don't even need. And
Right.
she's like, I mean, you could say whatever you want. Just call me a
because
cab.
I just want to leave.
Call
now.
it the cab I don't need.
Right.
I don't care what
Call
you
it whatever you want.
And she goes to her sister's house. And her sister is like, yeah, I wouldn't want to do that either. Like, and her sister are probably just going to like hang out and watch TV and be regular.
Drink water. Yep.
So how much does she have to show you that she's uncomfortable around people drinking?
Here's the thing. Not only is she uncomfortable around people drinking, she's not good with crowds. She's uncomfortable.
Okay.
Some people are anxious.
Okay, I think
Understand
she's
it.
super anxious,
So do
and I think
I.
that I liked that. Listen, I think some of it was a little manipulative. I think that she is trying to be controlling to him, knowing who he is.
Yes.
because I would never get in a relationship with someone like that.
No, of course not.
Because I'd be like, oh, this person's not for me. They just want to party.
Change, right?
So I would look for someone that's not looking for that. So I think that's where like the problem is. Like now you're being a jerk.
Yeah, sure, of course.
But I mean, he's not getting it.
He's not getting it because, like, if he's always bringing her out to all these places, and he's not doing anything.
Right? She's like,
her.
I have to go out for his shows. I have to go out for all his friends' birthday, and he's like, I don't know why you don't want to spend all of your time with my friends.
Right?
And she's like, stop trying to make fetch happen.
I couldn't be in a relationship like that.
No way.
I'm so glad that's not like
totally. So she never planned on going to the bar lounge.
No, that's the funny
and
part.
that's what I liked about it. Because if she would have just gone to the bar lounge, she would have had to be there.
Yeah. No, she's like, never mind, bye. That was so smart of her.
Hilarious.
What? Okay, so her sister and her, right? So they look a lot alike,
yes.
Obviously. There's something different around her sister's eyes. Is it that her eyebrows are lighter? I can't place it.
I don't know. But her lips are bigger than ever.
Yes,
Jasmine's.
and she has very, her sister has very orange roots.
Yes, and so the lips are bigger, but it's not just her lip part of her lips. Mm-hmm. It's like the mustache area.
Oh yeah, it's the
upper lip.
It's the upper lip.
It's very weird. Listen, this is what I wrote something down. She obviously has some kind of issues with alcohol.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Whether she's just scared of it or she had a bad experience or someone in her life had a bad experience, she has a problem. And
I think that she has anxiety too.
Yeah, he's not picking up what she's putting down at all. And I got to tell you, this is the first episode where I'm like, he's really gross looking.
Okay, I don't think that he's gross looking, but this grossed me out. Like, I just think he was such an asshole this episode, honestly.
She's just uncomfortable in bar situations. And you know what? So is her sister.
Yeah, but you can't force someone to be in that. Like, I'm telling you, even my husband's like, okay, you want to leave? Let's just go for 1 hour and then we'll leave. Or he'll say to me, you don't want to go. I'll go.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, thank you.
Go.
You're not upsetting me by letting me stay home.
That is my favorite.
It's my dream.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Right? It's my dream.
Let's talk about Tanya and St. John, speaking of dreams. So he brings her some room temperature water into the shed.
So this is a new Costa Rican thing?
What is that about? She's like, oh, is it good in room temperature?
So I used to live with my friend Christian, and Christian only drank room temperature water. And he said that's the only way your body could absorb it. I mean, obviously that's not real, but I think that she's one of those morons
I
too.
think that's great. Mm-hmm. So she hires an astrologist to do their birth charts.
Right.
And she's like, I'm a controlling person.
No, you're not like her.
She makes me want to lay down.
Literally, we would not be friends.
No, I wouldn't be friends with
you.
anyone.
Wouldn't have any friends, yeah.
She is like, call your mom right now and get your birth time. He's like, okay, I'm going to call my mom. And she's like, yeah, you are.
But here's the thing. You're controlling, but you're not mean. She's mean.
She's mean.
She talks down to you. She talks
constantly.
to you like condescending.
So he was saying they Skype with this astrologist, and he said that they have a really good connection. Mm-hmm. Tanya says that she doesn't have the full soulmate feeling with him.
Okay.
Tell me.
So I think that he was absolutely right a few episodes back where he's like, you have a story in your head and I'm just the character.
Yep.
I mean, absolutely. She
was like, I need to get some guy that's going to do what I want.
Yeah. That would hurt me so bad if I was him.
Yeah, but like what? I don't know what she showed him of herself that he would want to even come here.
Some men like to be controlled. Some men need to be controlled.
But she's not even nice.
Listen, you don't know what his mother was like.
True.
I'm telling you. Some men love that.
Well, then he got it.
But this episode, I feel like all these guys are finding out these women don't love them.
Yeah.
This episode. It's really sad. And I feel so bad for him. But I also feel like what's broken in him?
I mean, something's broken in him, and something's even more broken in her because she says, I do feel a connection with you. Like maybe you were my brother in a past life.
But that's what I mean. So I don't even know what she was spinning. I don't know this story that she was even spinning.
I don't know. But she said that her first love was her soulmate.
It's like, okay.
So now he's like, okay, you know what? I need a break.
Yeah.
So he goes to the shed for a break. He goes for a little shed break.
But the way he says it was so nice. Like, I need a break, smiling.
Okay. She goes, okay, I'm going to let you process it. Mm-hmm. So she stands outside the shed like a wooden soldier.
Right. And then she's like, baby.
Pacing back and forth. She's like, are you processing? Are you done processing?
She's not like
she's stalking
she has
the
no
shed.
like empathy.
Nope.
You know, she's not like, hey, I'm sorry. I know that was hurtful.
He didn't say he needed to poop.
Right. Right.
He said he needed to process.
He also did, she could have just said, you know, it doesn't mean I don't love you. I love you so much. Like I screwed up, or I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Something. She doesn't. There's no apology in her ever for hurting him. I don't understand that.
But she doesn't care.
When if I feel like I hurt someone I love, like it will keep me up at night. I can't understand how she treats people that way.
Care.
I hate it.
She really doesn't care at all.
Oh, I hate her. I really, she's so unlikable. She's so unrelatable. She's so unlikable.
I don't know. There's something so deeply wrong with her.
Yeah. There's something so deeply wrong with her, but I feel like a lot of it, honestly, is like a character.
Yeah, like she wants to be this tough cookie.
Yes.
She's like, look at me, I'm getting arrested on CNN.
Right. Like, look, I'm an activist and I'm this and I'm that. Shut up. Be a normal. And you know what? Probably behind closed doors, she's probably a little different.
Maybe that's what he's like,
that's
why are
what
you acting like this in front of the camera?
Right. And I think that is a lot of it too.
I do not think that Angela puts a show on for anyone.
Angela, this is the tamest I've ever seen her, is this trip to Nigeria. I think she's very tired.
You think she's in the sunset of her life?
I think she's in the autumn of her life. I think that whatever she got done to her chest zapped some life out of her because she is not okay.
Okay, her laser mark. So she got some kind of laser.
What is that?
It's probably like for wrinkles on her chest. But here's the thing, like, I made this mistake once.
Right. Okay.
I went to go get a facial. My friend does facials, and she was like, I'm going to do a facial on you. I was like, I have a job interview tomorrow, so you're not going to do a facial on me. She's like, no, this kind of facial, like, there's no downtime. Like, you're not going to see anything on your skin. It's just like a revitalizing facial. AKA, she burnt my skin off my face by putting some acid on it for too long. And I had 3rd-degree burns on my face for my job interview and also for my face.
Like when Samantha Jones did that for Carrie's party.
Exactly.
Yeah, and she had to wear like a veil on her face.
like a Sicilian woman in mourning.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is what happened. So, Angela, you know that you're going to Africa where it's going to be a little warm.
Yeah.
To say the least. And she might have not timed this out great.
I just don't understand it. I guess I was just trying to figure out, like, why does it look like she has little tubes of burns?
That's where the laser marks were.
Okay.
So she has her giant square sunglasses on. They are like what rappers wear.
Yeah. No, honestly, she borrowed them from Blake.
Probably. So she said she's going to go to her own embassy.
She's going
to Angela Embassy.
She needs her tax-paying answers.
This is true because her tax-paying dollars is
built the embassy, basically.
Yeah, well, it's her embassy.
Yeah. So she needs some tax-given answers.
So she goes to my embassy.
Right.
And he's like, well, I hope you can go with no appointment.
Right, because I can't
need
go with
an
that appointment.
And she's like, no, this is my embassy. You're confused.
Right.
This is my embassy.
So is that how it works? I don't know.
Okay, well, clearly it's not how it works.
Okay.
Because he sits in a park.
Poor guy. I feel so bad for him.
He sits in a park. Also, remember Stefan and Olga?
Yes.
Steven had to wait in a park too when she went to
Oh, that's true. You know, they're very parky.
Very parky. So turns out they wouldn't let her in.
I'm shocked.
She said it was an emergency. And the lady laughed at her and was like, what's the emergency? And she's like, this is my embassy.
Right.
She's like, cool.
LOL.
Thank you. You're my boss. What is the emergency? And she gave her an email to make an appointment.
Right. Like they would do with anyone else. Go on the website.
She said that it's her right as a petitioner of the K-1 visa to look for more information about the interview.
She has a lot of rights.
She has a lot of rights. The Bill of Angela rights.
She should have Tanya be her activist.
She really should.
Tanya should go and march outside of the embassy for her.
Oh, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
And then they could both get arrested.
Yeah.
So she's so upset that she can't get more information, even though it's her God-given right, that she wants to drink.
Right.
And now she's back at the hotel and she's putting on a special face cream for Botox. She said if she doesn't do it, the Botox doesn't work.
Is that real?
No.
Okay.
They need to buy Mama a microwave. And by they, we mean
Angela.
Angela needs to buy Mama a microwave.
And I think that means that Michael wants a microwave.
Thank you for translating. So she says that they want gifts from her every single time she comes.
But see, when I hear that, I think like flowers. I'm going to stay at your house. I'm going to bring you some flowers.
Well,
I'm going to bring
apparently this
you
is electronics.
a cake.
Yeah. Right. Like bring something.
Yeah.
Like bring cookies.
Right. Like
Yeah.
I'm coming over for dinner.
Sure. I'm going to bring
Let me
loaf of
bring a
bread.
pie. Right.
So he wants her to buy it. He's like, listen, this is not my gift to mama. This is
Your
your
gift.
gift to mama, because as a daughter-in-law, you are required to bring a gift every single time. So they're in the
Right.
car. They're driving to the quote unquote store.
What the hell was that
Well,
thing?
she said that he is a sexy daddy. And he says, no, I'm a sexy papa, as she smokes her cough away.
It looks great.
So they go to the microwave store that is like someone's garage after a flood.
That is like, it's like a crab shack.
Sure.
That place is basically what it is.
And it turns out that a microwave that looks like it was used before.
Or it fell off a truck.
It literally fell off a truck onto the highway on a dirt road.
Yes.
It was $95. And he's like, oh, and by the way, he's like, you also have to bring my aunt a gift, and she needs an electric kettle.
And she's like, what?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah. And she's like, Michael, I feel like you're taking advantage of me.
Well, guess what? Angela?
You're not wrong, Angela. What is an electric kettle? I don't even know what
like
that
just
is.
where you boil water in. Like you could plug
Not
it in.
put it on the stovetop?
Yeah, you just plug it in and it boils water.
Interesting. Okay.
I have one. I'll show it to you when
Really?
we finish.
I feel like I could use something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
You like to make tea?
No, but I make a lot of instant coffee because I don't want to percolate if it's just me. I feel like it's such a pain in the
You
ass.
should get a 1-cup coffee maker.
I guess.
I think I'm gonna get you that.
Yeah.
We're gonna look into
I
this.
do. I drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah, you need a 1-cup coffee maker.
Because that's the thing. If Matt's not home, I'm not making 7 cups of coffee.
No,
you know,
need to,
right?
You need a regular coffee.
Yeah.
maker. We're gonna help you out with that.
Okay.
So it's gonna be 30,000. I don't know, rupees.
But that's what
whatever.
I mean. I don't even
Okay,
know
so
what
I'm
he
gonna
was
translate
saying.
for
Okay.
you. So the 30,000 was $95, right? So she's like, I only have 15,000.
Right.
So that's about $50, right?
Okay.
He gives her, she's like, listen, I have 15,000 whatevers. I'll give you that for the microwave and the electric kettle.
Right.
And he's like, all right, you know what? I'll take it this time. But next time you buy an electric kettle and a microwave at my crab shack, I'm not going to take it.
And listen, I'm not smart enough to do any of that math, and I was wondering, and I'm so glad
she
that
got
you
it for
did
about
it.
$50 for both of them.
That's a good deal.
That's not a
That's
bad
a good deal for me.
So they go to dinner at his uncle's house, and they bring their secondhand electronics that they bought
Right.
at a crab shack.
Right.
A dirt crab shack. And she gives Michael's mom the microwave. Now, do you remember what she said to her when she gave her the microwave?
She said, so now.
So she sits it down, and the mother does not
has
react.
no idea what it was, I think.
She doesn't even know what's happening.
Yeah. She was just standing there.
So go ahead. Sorry.
So, so she says, I know that she says about Michael. She doesn't have to get up and heat Michael's
Right. She's
food
like,
up.
Mama, I know that you, Mumbai.
Right.
I know that you work so hard. And now when Michael wants his food, you could just give him his food. He can just get up and microwave his own food, and you don't
Right.
have to get up. And it's like, so that's what Mama needed?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I feel like he needed it. I'm so confused.
Yeah. So the aunt is like, listen, Angela, thanks so much for this, whatever. But come in the kitchen and help me in the kitchen. She's like, oh, no, thank you.
Right. Angela's like, I don't even cook in Georgia.
Yeah. So she's like, okay, come in the kitchen. And she's like, what? I can't hear you.
It was so funny.
She's like, I don't speak Nigerian. And
she's like,
well,
I don't
that's
even
great.
like Nigerian food.
I know. And they're like, okay, we're speaking English to you, Angela.
Right.
Come into the kitchen. She's like, ugh, gross. So the aunt is trying to show her how to cook, and they're
Right.
frying plantains, which look delicious.
Yes. They look, you know why? Because it's like they made them so you know they're delicious.
I know,
Like,
I'm
I feel like if I make it, it's not the same.
It looks
Yeah.
so good. Everyone is just sitting in the living room sweating with their best dresses on.
Oh, I know.
They're dressed to the nines.
It was so cute in there.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Everyone is dripping sweat. They're pouring sweat.
I know.
So she was saying that the junior wife serves the family. So
Okay.
so it's like the newest wife in the family has to like help with the
I
serving
understand
of the food and
that.
the cooking. Sure.
Sure.
She's like, yeah, well, that's not going to be great.
Right. Well, Angela's not that type.
No. So
No.
Angela sits down to eat. She's like, I made this food. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
Angela pulls my I have a dumb dad joke that like when people come over to eat and I put the food down and I'm like, I hope it's good. And if it's not, just tell me it is.
Yes.
And she did that. And I was like, oh God, it sounds so bad when she says
it
it.
sounds
So
the
like
same when you say
I think
it.
it sounds bad when I say
Yes,
it
it
too.
does.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct. Very
okay,
correct.
good.
So
That's
now-
like my dad joke.
Yeah, I can see that. You have a lot of dad jokes. So now she sits down to dinner with an entire family and explains that she got Botox.
Right.
And his mom's like, great. Yeah, that's great. Is that a baby?
Right. Like they don't egg.
I don't care.
Yeah.
So they're like, listen, Michael, time is not on your side with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to hurry up and get married here in Nigeria so you can get your visa and go to
Right.
America so you can have a better life?
Right.
Or are we just going to forget this broad?
Right. Or are you just gonna get married here and knock someone up here?
Right. And they were like, you need to start your own family. And if it doesn't work out with her, like, you just got to do it with someone else.
I mean, they probably shouldn't have said that in front of her because you know how she is.
I think at this point, they're like, what is she going to do? She's supporting him. It's not going to happen. Like,
no, I know, but I just feel like she's like so jealous, you know?
I think that's
all
okay.
she needs
I think
to
they're like,
hear.
all right, well, what's she going to do? Leave and never come back? That's fine, too.
Bye. But I feel like they really like her.
No, they like her because it's
Yeah.
like funny, but like, and they also, this is his ticket to America.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't care if he has a kid. They don't want her to have a kid.
Yeah.
They're playing the game.
Well, how old is she? 50?
53.
53.
Noelle.
Hmm?
She does not look well.
No, I mean, she doesn't look great, but listen, I don't know. I don't know how old
She
she
doesn't
is.
look well to have a child.
Oh, no, she can't tote it. She cannot tote it.
Let's talk about Emily and Sasha.
Okay, it was nice seeing them. I feel like I haven't seen them in a while.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
So they're from Portland, but they're staying in Indiana. She's from Portland, but she's staying in Indiana with her
Sounds
sister.
Terrible.
I know. So, and he fights with Betsy all the time, her sister. Betsy is so confrontational.
No, Betsy's a bitch, honestly.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
So they're going to go to Portland and she's going to show him Portland. She's like, listen, this is where I want to live. I want to show you this. And he's like, you know what? I love it.
Yeah.
No one has a job.
Right.
And she's like, listen, let's get married as soon as possible because the sooner we get married, the sooner you can get your work permit. And like, let's just do this.
Right.
And she's like, we need to get married ASAP. He looks at her like
Yeah,
she
sure.
said, I'm going to murder you
Uh-huh.
on our wedding night. Is that okay?
And he goes, yeah, sure.
So he's like, listen, I don't know what this means
Right,
ASAP.
right.
She's like, oh, it just means as soon as possible.
He's
And
like,
he's like, okay, you
why didn't you say this?
Yeah.
You're right. She has a look now.
yes.
Yes.
She's like, I'm a rockabilly chick.
She's got like that lemon dress
Yes.
on with sneakers. Don't like the
no,
look.
I hate
I'm not
sneakers with a
into
dress.
it.
So they want to have a small impromptu wedding in
Right.
2 weeks, and they want to go back to Portland for a long weekend, get married on the beach, just like no frills.
Yeah, no, but also no jobs either.
Well, you can't. I mean, where are you gonna? You're moving to Portland.
So
what are you gonna-
now they're gonna leave Indiana and move to
Yeah.
Portland? Okay.
So it's like, what are you gonna get a job in Indiana?
I guess I
at
just
Starbucks
need her.
for
I
3
think
days.
she needs to work.
Which is why she wants to get married, so they
Yes.
could just like start.
Start their life.
Exactly. So I don't blame her. She wants to have a beach wedding on the Oregon coast.
It's probably
And
so cold.
so they go to a wedding dress shop.
With Betsy.
Okay.
She first of all, I feel like she's so awkward. She's like such
Betsy?
an awkward. All of them.
Yeah.
They're like Emily and Betsy are both so awkward. The way they speak, the way they stand, everything
Yeah.
is just very awkward with them.
Well, we meet Greta from the dress shop. Greta was a very special guest on this show because she was ported in from 1981.
Yeah, she's the crypt keeper.
She was teleported from 1981. She owned that dress shop in the 30s.
Yes.
And then she died in the dress shop. And they keep her around. They've reincarnated her and they keep her around. They've stuffed her.
They've reanimated a wax figure.
They've stuffed her and she's stuffed and she's actually on strings and she is a puppet, but they need to keep her in her original form. So Greta from the dress shop is showing her some lace dresses and Betsy's like, yeah, basically I would like you to wear a jean jacket.
Yeah, Betsy was just being mean.
She's like, yeah, well, you need a more casual dress if you're on the Oregon coast. Betsy hates Sasha. She's like, how do you like my dress? She's like, why don't you get a better husband?
That's the thing, though. It's because she didn't like Sasha, but it's not about Sasha right now. You're dress shopping.
We're just dress shopping.
You're just dress shopping.
I'm gonna marry him because I
It's
had a baby with. I
it's
already had a baby with him.
It's like an important thing.
He lives here.
It's gonna happen.
How'd
You're
you
not
feel
gonna
about the
stop the
dress?
wedding. I hated the first one.
The first one was terrible.
It hurt my eyes.
I know. I was
when
like,
she
what's
came out in
happening?
it. The second one, not flattering on her.
Not flattering, but not a bad dress.
Okay, the dress in itself, I would have definitely have tried it on.
Sure.
I think for her, it's not a flattering dress. I think
Totally
it's a really
correct.
nice dress,
Yes,
though.
but not on her.
No.
Loved the headpiece and the veil.
OMG.
I know. As soon as I saw it, I was like, Noelle's going to love
That
this headpiece.
headpiece,
Really pretty.
it was gorgeous.
Yeah, very pretty. Let's talk about Robert and Annie.
Oh, they're back too.
So we're going to meet Kenny, Robert's big brother.
Right.
Kenny was older, so they didn't really grow up with him, but he has the same dad. But they didn't really see him a lot because he was, and this is a quote, on the move.
Right. I don't know what any of this means.
Okay. Is that like a drug thing?
So, and Robin is still there.
So they get a lady Uber driver that I thought was going to start being part of the story.
Yes, me too.
I'm like, what are we doing here? So we go to this like brewery.
Yes.
That's exactly what they're at, to have like some dinner, lunch, or whatever.
Yes.
Kenny is so snotty.
Kenny is the meanest person on this show.
I hate Kenny.
I hate him.
So he's wearing some weird t-shirt that says, "Want to impress me?" And then I think it says like, "Be who you were when you said you were." Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and then he's got on these like lame Gucci glasses.
I know.
It's
He's
like cool.
Oh God. So she's like, "So are you going to come to my wedding?" And he's like, "I'm sorry. I don't even know you.
Right.
I just met you and you're asking me to come to your wedding."
And that's how you treat like your brother's
And
girl.
it's like, "Oh no, I'm not a stranger asking you to come to my wedding.
Yeah.
I'm asking you if you're coming to your brother's
Yeah,
wedding.
I'm marrying your brother.
Not a stranger.
Yeah.
Like I didn't just meet you in this brewery.
Uh-huh.
And like, hey, are you going to come to my wedding?"
I don't get it. What's wrong with him?
He is nasty. He has a bad attitude.
He made her feel so uncomfortable. And if I was her, I would have cried.
I would have
too.
been out.
Yep.
So Annie's explaining that she was promised things. Annie's like, "Listen, I am not needy and I'm not snotty. I'm telling you that I came here." He said that we were going to have a 2-bedroom apartment. He said that he was going to buy me clothes. He said that I don't have to work so I could, and he would buy me what I need.
But why is she telling everyone this? Like,
Because
stop.
they're probably... Did you see how they were attacking her?
No, I know, but I just feel like she's like telling everyone.
I know, but Robert
the same
and
story.
Robert and Kenny are ganging up on her.
But also, like, Robert, you're giving a dap to your brother who's calling your girl like a hooker.
Right.
What's
so
wrong
now
with you?
Robert, he lied about 2 kids. He said he had 3. She gets there, 5.
Right.
She's like, "I didn't want to be with a guy with 5 kids."
Yeah, and don't worry, he doesn't take care of any of them.
Yeah, it's like, don't even worry. He has no custody. He has no rights. And she's like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." Kenny's like, "You know what? You have a problem with him having 5 kids? I have 7 kids."
that hate you all, Kenny. I bet they hate you.
And she's like, "Yeah, that's also gross."
Yeah, you're all gross. It doesn't change anything.
And Kenny's like, "Well, you could have been a streetwalker in Dominican Republic."
That was so mean. And Robert gives him a dap.
Oh.
That was so mean.
They're nasty. And even the sister was like, "Oh, I'm going to be quiet."
Yeah,
here."
no, if I was her, I would be like, I want to go home.
Why
I
doesn't
want
she
to go
needs
home.
to go home.
Yeah, this is too much for her. They're very mean to her.
She's right, though. This is a quote from her. She said, "He talked like he don't love me."
Yeah, he does.
He does. He talks so bad about
He
her.
talks
to
like she's a
everyone.
possession.
Yes. And all she is like literally taking care of his kid.
Yeah, no, they were right. At first when they were saying like, oh, all he wants is a live-in babysitter. I did not believe that.
That's
and
exactly
now
what he
I
wants.
feel like that's exactly what it is.
Yep. He's like, be grateful that you have a house over
Yep.
your head, a roof over your head. Let's end it up with Juliana and Michael.
Okay.
So he's drinking with his brother and his friend Clay, and they're the Hoosier boys. They're from Indiana.
His brother looks a lot like him.
A lot,
They
but
look-
better looking.
Yes, Matt.
It's like he's diluted a little bit.
Yes.
He's Michael Light.
Yes.
So the kids, Cece and Max, they're having a little. They film them.
I
and they're
love
like,
them.
"What's going on? Are you guys nervous about the wedding?" They are talking like they are 25 to 30 years old.
They're the best people on the show.
They're having the most adult conversation. They're like, "I don't know. I mean, I am nervous, but it's not because of her. Because really, she belongs in our family, and I am excited to be with her. She's perfect for my dad. I'm just a little bit nervous, I guess, for the event."
Yeah, and I'm very nervous for my speech.
I know. And Max is like, "Yeah, I get a speech." And Cece's like, "What's the speech like?" And he's like, "You're going to have to wait and
I
see."
love them. Honestly, I want those children.
They need their own show.
Yeah. They're wonderful
They
children.
need to do the reunion.
They're wonderful.
Imagine they hosted the reunion.
I wish they would. I wish their mother would host a reunion. They're wonderful and their mother's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my
I
God.
did not know that she was officiating the wedding.
Well,
Side
remember they
note.
had spoken about that earlier.
I just didn't think that was going to happen
Well,
for real.
here we are.
Mhm.
So Juliana has not heard from her family,
It's sad.
but 2 of her yacht girls are there, so that's good.
Mhm.
And
Her
Michael,
cousin from Milan.
I got to tell you, Michael, I love him now.
Tell me why.
He said that he had an aspirational tux.
Oh, I know.
If
In
he
case,
left enough,
yep.
if he lost enough weight, and then he had a backup tux that he just
I like
had to
it.
get
He's
fitted for.
he's a lady.
He's such a lady.
That's funny.
He is funny.
Yeah, I like them. I have to tell you, she lucked out with this family.
For sure. Because you know what? Even if you don't like Michael, like just go live with her, with the wife.
Yeah, and the kids.
Oh my God.
I would live with those kids.
He didn't lose enough weight. Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
She looks great.
That dress. Her face. She's so pretty.
Yeah, she's so pretty. She
Yep.
can wear anything.
Mm-hmm.
She's super sad that her parents did not like contact her, call her, whatever. But her yacht friend sends her a video with other yachters.
Mm-hmm, which was really nice.
It
There
was
was male
super
yachters,
nice.
female yachters. It was so
She's like
cute.
all the yacht kids.
I get it though. I had like none of my family reach out to me on my wedding day. It's so sad. It really is.
Yeah, no, I
Like
totally
it makes
get
you
it.
feel bad, and I feel bad for her. But I think she's lucking out into what she's marrying into. They're just the nicest people.
Yes, I really, really, really enjoy them.
Yeah, me too. And I think that she fits in perfect with them.
I think she really enjoys
Yep.
them. I think that she finally feels a sense of family.
Mhm.
I think it's not about her loving Michael so much even.
No, but I also don't think they're gonna break up.
No,
No,
probably not.
I think they'll be all right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite a ride.
This was a good episode. This
Yeah.
was like the first one where it was like, oh, that went by faster than I thought it would.
For sure.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. Make sure you're following 90 Day Podcast on Instagram and Twitter for updates all the time. And you can follow me at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram and Twitter. And you can go to my upcoming show dates at tracycarnazzo.com. And do not forget to listen to my brand new podcast, Only in New York, available wherever you listen to this podcast too.
Wherever podcasts are sold.
Thank you. Noelle, talk to me. What
You
do
can
wanna
find
plug?
me Noe_bear810 on Instagram, at NoeGirl on Twitter. That's who I am. That's what I do.
Guys, make sure you also join our Facebook discussion group, 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk listeners, because that is where you get the gossip.
That's the funnest.
Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.